Welcome to the Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Josh Kimmel, Dave Campbell, and Justin Bauerle.
Welcome to Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, and tonight we have an excellent show for you on this wonderful Wednesday night. Again, we're always here live Wednesday night, 8 p.m., coming to you from the Fins Talk Sports Network. Make sure you follow all of our socials at OUSFF Pod on Instagram, TikTok, X, and of course, we are joined by my awesome, amazing, great friend and co-host, Justin Bauerle. What is going on, my guy, Justin? We are here to talk about the conference title games. We have some props. Josh is bringing you listen, last week I wasn't ready for the props. You put me on the spot, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm just going to wing it. And I winged it. Well, yeah, I winged it this weekend, and I should have thought about it. You know, I just made some bets on the fly, and it's like, oh, I lost everything last week.
Oh.
It was ungood. It was an ungood week, but I'm here to redeem myself. I'm glad I didn't share. I really am glad I did not share my props last week because I would have lost everyone money. This week is solid proof, full proof. So,
oh, look at the first comment already.
You know what? Stressing me out, Justin. Stressing me out. Oh, there he is. Full disclosure, Dave. Before this show started, I said, did anyone invite Dave? And we're like, well, no, he's still in Cancun. Like, he's still on vacation in Cancun. I didn't think he got service over there. I didn't think that he was going to want to join the show on his.
Oh, wait, Dave. The link is in the DMs. Go to the DMs. Get your stuff together.
And if for all you, no excuses. That's right, Dave. You know, no excuses. You should be here. You should know 8:00 Wednesday night. You should have been in the group chat going, where's the link? Where's the link? No excuses, Dave. This is on you. But if you want to follow Dave, he's trying to sell some Drake tickets on Twitter for $400 a piece.
400.
Hey, full disclosure, the 300 level is $400. He's selling Chase Club tickets for $400 a piece, which Chase Club comes with all you can eat, all you can drink, no extra cost except for tip.
Oh, okay.
So those are really, really cheap considering the 300 levels are going for 400.
Okay.
Dave is claiming right now he was not told about the show yet. We've done the show at 8:00 on Wednesday night. For how long now, Dave?
A little before I was even here, man.
To be completely honest with you, Dave, I'll explain everything. My son's super sick. I haven't even thought about the show all day, but I did have some notes. Good thing I did my research early. Good thing I'm here because, Dave, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize the show was tonight. We're here.
Link in the DM, Dave.
Links in the DM if you do want to join, buddy, because I do want to talk to you. I want them Drake tickets. Violet really wants to go. All right, let's get on with the show. Dave, you're not going to hijack it if you're not going to be here, but I do want you here. I do. Anyway, at Justin Bauerle on X, if I didn't tell you, at Josh Kimmel OUS. Do you want to get right into the injury news? Because we do have some important injury. What? Oh.
Well, I was going to say the big breaking news of like the last hour, all your Chargers players are going up in stock prices because Jim Harbaugh is now the head coach for the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't think they have a general manager, or maybe they did sign a general manager, but no, their ex-general manager is now on the Raiders, so they don't have a general manager yet. I'm wondering if he is going to be both.
You know, that's the new fad, not the new fad, but that's a fad in the NFL. People want to be head coach. They want all the power. They want to be the GM. So that could be a possibility to get him out of that cushy Michigan job. We all knew he was coming to the NFL, especially after what happened. I'm not shocked that it's the Chargers. I think this is a great move for the Chargers. I think that I don't know how your stock can go up when you're already that high. It's like buying Disney stock. And you're like, oh, they got a new guy. Their stock's going up like what, $2, like $3 a share. It's big, right? If you have a lot of shares, but Justin Herbert's already great. Keenan Allen's already great. These players, the difference is going to be now they're going to win football games instead of put up fantasy points. They might do both now, which is awesome. So
maybe. I mean, Justin Herbert really tailed off there. I mean, injuries didn't help, but
I was about to say injuries did not help. 2 years in a row, the man's been hurt. You can't really I guess you can plan for that, but not really. I guess you could learn how to protect yourself a little bit better. But I get what you're saying. This is good news all around for that organization, all
Right.
around.
Right.
There's more spots open. I know that that we're looking at the Falcons job. That's going to be a spicy, juicy job. We're looking at other jobs around the NFL. We still have some big fishes out there. Bill Belichick is still out there.
Belichick out there. Mike Vrabel just interviewed Falcons today. He's going to the Panthers tomorrow. We also saw it was Jim Harbaugh that was interviewing with the Falcons. That's right. So big names still out there. Teams still got to figure out who their head coach is. But yeah, that's the big news of today.
Yeah, huge news. I just dropped actually when I was watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with my son just now. We had to pause it. It's like literally at the end of the movie. Literally at the end. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do the show.
Oh, it looks like
When I
they're
found out Jim Harbaugh was the coach.
the Chargers are still doing in-person interviews for their general manager spot. So yeah, so Jim Harbaugh will not be the general manager also.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
So you
I
want to talk
don't
about
like it.
injuries?
Yeah, let's go right to the injuries. Oh,
I saw us both back screen just
yeah. I was like, there's no soft way back into the stream, which is boom right here. That's what we're right in your face.
right
So do you want to get up? You're usually the injury guy, so I'm gonna let you start off.
yeah, so Mark Andrews, we all saw him basically destroy his ankle against the Bengals on that Thursday night. Was that the same Thursday night that Joe Burrow also got hurt? I think it was. Yeah, because it was against the Ravens. So yeah, Mark Andrews is hoping to play in the AFC Championship game this weekend. The Ravens are really expecting they're kind of expecting him to play at this point, but he's passing all of his physicals. He's out of the IR window. It's amazing that he's even available to play. We thought he was done for the rest of the season and won't be back until next year, but here he is, ready to play this week.
Yeah, this is huge news for the Ravens. We will break down the games or do our best to break down the games a little bit later and give our winners. But this is a huge thing because we all know the Chiefs defense is pretty tough, especially against the pass, and the Ravens are going to need all the help in the world to beat the Chiefs, in my opinion. We'll cover that later. I know I'm going to be the only one picking one team over here, but there's only two of us. So, I mean, Dave's probably going to go with Baltimore. And when we text him in the group chat, hey, who are you picking? He'll probably just pick the favorite, Baltimore. But I do think that Mark Andrews does unlock Lamar's abilities a little bit more. And we're going to go through some Lamar stats pretty soon because I do have a lot, including in my prop bets. But let's just say this. Lamar has been hurting ever since he lost Andrews. And it's not noticeable because he's rushing a lot. And that's putting up fantasy points. Passing the ball, he hasn't been efficient. I'm not going to say he hasn't been efficient. He just hasn't been putting up big 250, 300-yard games. That's just not his game. When Mark Andrews was in there, he was doing that. So let's get him to unlock that defense or offense against that defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you start Mark Andrews this week if you were in a playoff matchup? Like I am. I'm in a league where, like I said, you only use a player once. Once you use them, they're gone, and then you have to refresh your lineup.
I don't know that I would start him this week because Isaiah Likely has been so efficient in that Ravens offense with Andrews out this week. I think they still ride with that hot hand and ease Mark Andrews back in, hoping that, they win and then you have him for the Super Bowl. Now, if they make it to the Super Bowl, then yeah, you might as well. I mean, but I wouldn't start him this week.
My strat is just personally, I'm 4th out of 96 in this one league I'm in. And I've already used Kittle, and I've already used what did I use last week? I forgot. I used Njoku then Kittle. So now I'm stuck with I have Kelsey left, I have Andrews left, I have Laporta left.
Yeah.
So I believe I'm gonna go Laporta this week, but
yeah, I think
I'm thinking Kelsey. I don't know, man. But Laporta might be my play. That's why I'm asking you for help because you're the tight end guy.
I would start Laporta over Andrews this week. Well, if you haven't started Likely, I mean, Likely might have a big game. Likely might
Most
have a
likely
big game.
not, though. We'll go through that later.
You don't think so? Okay.
We'll go to it later. Don't worry
Let's
about
talk
that.
about the next guy.
All right, Debo. Debo is huge, man. I know that if you started him last week in the playoff matchup, you did not like the outcome.
No.
And neither did Brock Purdy. He looked pretty average after Debo went down. Debo's a huge piece, bigger piece than we think. CMC is obviously the number one ultimate skeleton key, does everything. but Debo really affects that passing game more than, like I said, more than I thought. It seems like Ayuk couldn't just hold it down by himself, and Debo needed to be that distraction or that X factor, as they call it. So Debo Samuel hopefully plays this week, but he is day-to-day with that shoulder. Do you have anything else to expand on this?
No, for the 49ers sake, you hope that he comes back. CMC and Ayuk is one thing, but having Debo there also is huge for that entire offense. He's really a check down guy. He can go deep. He's an all-around player. You want Debo in there. But at the same time, if he's not ready to go, you don't want to risk it, because if he gets hurt again and you somehow get in, you still make it to the Super Bowl, then that's going to suck more. So
I don't agree with that. I just want to say that I don't agree with what you just said. I do want to, and I'm not going to be the Skip Bayless show where we just yell at each other, but I don't agree because this is win or go home. Like, you have to win to get the Super Bowl. So why not risk it? If you do get hurt, at least you helped your team to get to where they're at, and then they can finish it off.
And you have the offseason to get better. So
I think anyone, like, I don't believe if this was week 17 or 18, would Mark Andrews be playing right now, or would they be holding off? But no, it's the conference finals against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, you need to play. You have to go play. And so does Debo, if he can. Didn't Phillip Rivers play with a torn ACL or something? You're too young. You wouldn't remember. Do you remember Phillip Rivers in the Chargers days? I don't know how.
Yes, I remember when Phillip Rivers. I remember Drew Brees in the Charger days. Come on, man, I'm not that young.
You didn't remember Marshall Faulk as a Colt?
Yeah, I did.
But you said
I was happy that Marshall Faulk was finally gone, because he just cried the entire time, and then he goes to the Rams, and all of a sudden is one of the best.
He was one of the best in Indianapolis. He was one of the best there. He really was. I remember, because my brother's a Colts fan. That's why I know these things. Who's your youngest first favorite player?
The first Super Bowl I remember was the Broncos Packers. That was big in my household. My grandpa was a big Broncos fan. My dad was a big Packers fan. So there was a little tension in the household at that time.
What year was that?
Was that 96, 97? Maybe 98?
Broncos, you said?
Broncos Packers.
That's not the Elway helicopter game? That's 97? 98?
No. That was Favre's only Super Bowl.
Okay. The first Super Bowl I remember is one of the Bills-Dallas games.
One of the 4 for the Bills.
One of the 4. I don't know which one, but I remember specifically being in my
early 90s.
I was at a Super Bowl party. And there was a Domino's game that we had for Nintendo, or a pizza game, or whatever it was. It was nuts. And we were playing the game, and we were all going. Apparently, my whole family was going for Buffalo.
98. There you go. Thanks, Josh.
We were all going for Buffalo. I was a kid. I didn't care. And Buffalo lost, and my whole family was devastated because they didn't like that they lost, and I didn't care because we had pizza. That's the first Super Bowl I remember. That's the first memory of a Super Bowl that I've ever had in my life. There was a pizza video game that we played on Nintendo, or maybe it was Sega. I don't know. Can't remember. I'm that old, guys.
I think this is a good topic for 2 weeks from now when we start talking about the Super Bowl.
I do want to say the Super Bowl, the only Super Bowl I have not watched that I can remember was the Steelers Arizona Cardinals game. I didn't watch 1 second.
You didn't watch that? Oh, it was such a good one. It was so good. Thanks to producer Jacob here. Rivers played with a torn ACL in the 2007 AFC Championship game where they lost to the Patriots.
Remember that?
Did he play in 2008? Or was that just like a really quick turnaround for his ACL?
I don't know, but I remember him playing on a torn ACL, and I'm like, what is happening?
What is he doing? I mean, you got to go for it. Another note, Laporta did not go through the walkthrough today with a knee injury. So maybe don't start Laporta.
We're going to talk about that in the previews, Jacob. Thank you for that information. By the way, was he in the credits?
Yeah,
we announced that we have a new member of the OUS fantasy family. Jacob,
he was in the credits in the pre-credit.
Dave wasn't told that, by the way. We got people in the chat asking for Dave. Dave, you got to click the link. You got to join the show. People are calling for you. I know Cancun. I know you guys are on a different time zone, and you have probably a million cocktails today. I understand you're wasting all your ROI. Return on
Cancun is
investment.
only it's 720 there right now, so
Dave did not get fired, people. He's taken all of his return on investments and went to Cancun for the summer or for the winter. All the way up until training camp, guys. He's on vacation. That's how good he is at fantasy. Check his W9s or some
W2.
No, we had a dude. I know this is going off the rails, but we had a dude, our DFS guy Finn. The first time we ever met him was a playoff challenge. And like Dave likes to jaw, right? In chats. This is what he does. And so Dave went off on this guy. They went off each other. And this guy, Finn, we love Finn. He was on our show for a while doing DFS.
Yeah.
He told Dave, check my 1099s, bro. Like, because he's really good at DFS. And that's been one of my favorite lines of all time ever. And I love Finn for that. And me and Dave cracked up and now we're friends. Now we're cool. So check my 1099. Check Dave's 1099. He made a killing off DFS this year. Freaking Cancun.
So should we talk about this week's matchups?
Yeah, let's do that, man. Let's get right into it.
I got to say, it's really nice not to be pressing the buttons in the back anymore.
It is, right? It is. Oh, we have these ESPN analytics. Ravens 63.6% chance. Says who? But let's get
analytics.
This is a great matchup. We have the number 1 seed Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. The first time ever, obviously, Mahomes is going on the road in the conference title game to get to the Super Bowl. I will say this, no crap, guys. We had the first ever home. Wasn't the first away game last week? I just heard that a lot.
Yeah, for the Chiefs. Yeah, it's Mahomes' now second ever away playoff game.
Yes. And Mahomes don't lose, man. That's just what I got to say. He just doesn't lose. You can't count Mahomes out. But if we're talking fantasy-wise, I am worried about this game a little bit on the Mahomes side. If we're talking quarterback matchups, I'm definitely leaning towards Lamar for fantasy production because of the rushing.
Yeah.
I just don't know how Mahomes can get this one turned around and their offense humming. Last week they did. Kelsey showed up for like 63.6% of the game. And then he kind of disappeared. I guess, like I said, I've been saying this all year. He's been okay when he does get there, but whenever like it's fourth quarter, he seems like he's a California sports fan. He just disappears. Yeah. Him and Taylor are gone. We don't know where they went because he's gone. She's in the showers. He's got things to do. So what are your biggest things? He's got things to do. He's got people to see. So what are your things about this matchup? What do you think about this matchup?
This matchup's quite interesting. It is actually I wouldn't even say that. I don't think this was the two team. These were the two teams that I would expect to be in the AFC Championship if we were looking back 5-6 weeks ago. I would not honestly be able to tell you that the Chiefs would be in the AFC Championship the way they were playing there at the end of the season. I fully expected the Bills to be in this position, just the way they got rolling there at the end of the season. Now, I have an interesting thing for you. I know you say you hate these types of things, but whoever beats Josh Allen in the playoffs always loses the next week. It's never failed. So in 2020, the Texans beat the Bills in the playoffs, immediately lost to the Chiefs the next week. In 2021, the Chiefs beat the Bills and then lost to the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. In 2022, the Chiefs beat the Bills again, lost to the Bengals, who then went to the Super Bowl. In 2023, the Bills lost to the Bengals. Yeah, the Bills lost to the Bengals, then the Bengals lost to the Chiefs the next week. And then this year, the Chiefs beat the Bills.
Okay. All right.
Hey, lose to the Ravens.
I'm going to
5 years in a row.
It could be a possibility. Hey, before producer, you do anything back there, I'm going to say this right here. I'm going to let Jacob be the decider if Dirtbag joins the show or not. You give me a thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up.
Yeah. Here we go.
Guys, we have a guest live from Cancun, Mexico. What's up, dude?
He's got feedback.
What?
What do you expect over there, dude? Their internet.
Why is my?
Oh my God, Dave.
What? You know what? You guys don't even like me, so fuck you.
We love you. The show has begun. Like, Dude, that was just the appetizer. Now we're at the main course. Now we're here. We brought you to we fluffed you, we wined and dined you. Now we're here. We're getting to the fillet, the meat and potatoes. What's up, Dave?
69.
I'm trying to find out why
You're no longer echoing now, so
Yeah, you're fine.
am
Just
I not echoing?
Just stop moving the camera around. Well, all of a sudden
Yeah.
our viewership just spiked. So thank you, Dave.
Of course.
What are your thoughts on this game, Dave? I know you were watching.
Oh,
Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens.
Echoing again.
Is it echoing?
Yeah.
Is this better?
I don't know. I have to speak. If I speak, it's.
I just said, is it better? Did you hear me or not?
Better.
Yes,
Leave
we
it at
hear you,
that. Stop
David.
moving your phone and let's do this thing. What do you think about this game?
I can barely hear y'all. I don't know what's wrong with my phone. This is dumb.
Yeah, this is dumb.
I don't know. What are you guys talking about? I'm just here. I don't know. Apparently, I'm in Cancun because I'm
Chiefs,
kicked off my own show. So,
Chiefs, Ravens. Who do you got?
I like the Chiefs. I like the Ravens. I like Lamar. They're hot. But last week. I like Buffalo. And I guess we saw what happened. You can't count out Mahomes. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, right? I guess we'll find out who's the real deal.
Yeah, Mahomes is the real deal. He just doesn't lose in the playoffs, period, unless it's the Super Bowl when he has no offensive lineman against the Buccaneers and Tom Brady. That's the only time Mahomes will lose in the playoffs up to this point. I can't bet against Mahomes. I actually have a bet going right now. Dave is doing a lot of things right now.
Yeah.
You're just enjoying the ride. Who's more? Hey, I'm more technology. Question in the chat. Hey, everyone listening audio wise, come join our YouTube page, by the way, at OUS FF. You get great comments like this. Who is more technology advanced, Kimmel or Dirtbag? I would say me.
Can I feel like I can chime in on this conversation the most, working with the both of you. Right now, Dave is really struggling with his phone and microphone.
I'm great. I'm excellent.
But I want to note that just before the show, Josh couldn't get his camera to connect. He was in the complete darkness.
For like 5 minutes.
Everything was really loud in his ears. He was like an old man.
Oh, that's why you guys started at 8:06 instead of 8 o'clock, huh?
Yeah.
That's exactly why we started at 8:06 instead of.
See, there we go.
At least I figured it out in 5 minutes.
I don't know. Apparently, some people think I don't know how to turn on a computer, so I don't know. You actually figure it out.
So yeah.
So here's some good things, Dave. I'm gonna ask you since you're here new. Pacheco, CEH, or Cook, Dalvin Cook, Gus Edwards, or Justice Hill. Which running back room do you like better? Who do you think is going to perform against obviously the defensive lines, respectively?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I said Dave.
Well, I don't know why my phone won't connect to my thing. That's why I'm going off the speakerphone, so it's weird. I like Pacheco. I think he's playing really, really well right now. He's been playing that good all year, and he's playing even better in the playoffs. So, I mean, but with Baltimore, you got Lamar. You got to add him to the rush. You have to include him if you want to be honest, because he's the best rusher on that team. Dalvin is cooked. We already know that. Gus is Gus. And Justice Hill is whatever. Like he's a whatever guy. I don't think Pacheco's anything special, but he's playing really, really good right now, and he's the best running back of the group. So
I disagree a little bit about Cook is cooked. I think he looked good last week.
He had 8 carries for like 20 yards.
I understand that, Dave. I really do. But I think that at least he looked like himself again. He actually looked more elusive than Gus, obviously. He looked quicker than Justice Hill. I just don't know if his vision was there or if he was ready because of the reps. He didn't really play a lot this year. So I don't know if the vision – well, that's what I saw. I saw him moving quick, trying to evade tackles, but couldn't find a hole, couldn't read a defense. That's what I saw.
That's what it means when you're cooked. You're too old and too slow to hit the holes anymore.
Too old or too – I just said he's looked quicker than Gus and more elusive.
Anybody looks more quicker than Gus. Gus is the most blah place running back in the league. All he does is score touchdowns.
Whoa. Hold on.
That's all he does.
Don't be trashing Gus Bus over here.
I love Gus Bus, but all he does is drop into the end zone for a 2-yard touchdown. That's all he does. That's literally all he does. For fantasy, yeah, you're right. You talk about real life, he's not anything special.
Every 1-yard touchdown run is 6 points.
That's right.
I get it. I love him. We love him. For fantasy, we love him.
Raheem Mostert was doing that, but you weren't calling him out.
No, Mostert ran for 1,000 yards. What's Gus's career high?
Hey, I
Like
will say this.
342 yards.
When you're in vacation in Cancun, I dropped this knowledge on you. He had this Raheem Mostert, like 35% of his fantasy points came inside the 5-yard line. Came inside the 5-yard line.
I believe that. He scored 20-something touchdowns, so I believe it.
Exactly. So take that away.
Are you saying Raheem Mostert is the Jamal Williams of this season?
No, because maybe it was maybe. Do you guys know David Montgomery?
Jamal Williams' points came from?
Did you guys know? I know we're not talking about the Lions right now just yet, but let's transition to the Lions. Did you know David Montgomery rushed for 1,000 yards this year?
Yes, I did. And Gibbs is like 30 yards away or something.
30 yards away, yeah.
They almost had like 2,000-yard rushers.
So let me ask you this then, Justin. We're going through this Detroit Lions San Francisco game. We just brought up Jahmyr Gibbs. Now I'm going to ask you, fantasy-wise next season, I know this isn't going through the game right now, but are we taking Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan Robinson in drafts next year? Not dynasty. I'm just saying in redraft next year.
I mean, honestly, yeah, you know what you got out of Gibbs. Right now, you don't even know who the head coach is going to be. If it is Bill Belichick, maybe Bijan fumbles the ball once, and then now it's RB55 season for Bijan. We really don't know what his future is going to look like until they get a head coach. Maybe they go with Mike Vrabel, and then you have a Derrick Henry type season. We just don't know right now. At the moment, as it stands, I would be drafting Gibbs over Bijan next year.
I would be drafting Gibbs as well. Dave, are you on the same page?
Probably, unless something changes. It's funny because right before, I don't know if it was when you guys started and it made me think about fantasy football, or maybe I was watching. Oh, I know what it was. Somebody said something about Bill Belichick to Atlanta, and I was like, "That's the worst place. I don't want him to be there because exactly what Justin just said. If he fumbles, it's going to be Algier season, and we've seen it before. So I would rather be somebody besides Belichick, if I'm being honest."
I was really, really hoping that it was actually going to be Jim Harbaugh in Atlanta, because I feel like he would be able to like really kill on that offense, but he's in LA now, so went back to California.
Where would you rather live, Atlanta or Los Angeles?
Los Angeles.
No offense to you, Atlanta people. Every time I drive through your city, I hate life, though.
No, fuck Atlanta. There's nothing good about Atlanta. There's nothing good about Atlanta.
That's not right. That's not correct, Dave.
The traffic, like you said, the traffic is the worst. Like the city is a shithole. So you know what?
It's the worst. I would drive 3 hours out of my way to avoid Atlanta. I do. When I drive to North Carolina, I avoid Atlanta. 3 hours out of my way.
Yeah, you should.
Because if you're going through Atlanta, you're going to spend 5 hours in traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the trash Atlanta. Justin has the office look. Like whenever they're looking at the camera when they're pissed at Michael Scott.
I'm just imagining all the text messages one of us is going to get about Family Show and from Bobby. So
did we cuss yet?
Dave literally was on here for 30 seconds and immediately.
Brock Purdy did not look great. He hasn't looked great.
No.
His balls don't look great. Nothing looks great about Brock Purdy right now. And I think that he's going to need to be great to beat Detroit. I really, truly believe that. I also think he needs Debo, which we did talk about before Dave joined the show. So, Dave, you've been telling me Ayuk's going to be number one. This guy's going to get a lot of money. Ayuk. So
when did I say that?
Oh, freaking. I wish I can filter our group chats and say, like,
go ahead.
Because you literally just kept on saying he's going to be this and he's going to be a superstar, which he
I've never said that, but he is really, really, really good.
And he's going to demand a lot of money. That's what you said.
He is good. He's the best receiver in free agency. He's better than T. Higgins.
I don't know if I agree with that. I really don't know if I agree with that.
I think it's close, but I would take Ayuk. He's less injury prone. He's put up more. His best season this year is better than anything T. Higgins has done. Higgins is always hurt. So why would you want Higgins over him?
I think T. Higgins has been more consistent throughout his career. I also do believe that he was in a better position most of his career. Because T. Higgins was in a better position to get those points, to get those.
Exactly, my point.
Yeah, I know. And
Ayuk's balled out. Well, they got way more weapons. Well, I was like way more, but
it's a Calvin effect where he goes somewhere else and is the number one, and he isn't actually the number one though? They actually realize
I do wonder if he is like a true number one. We've seen lots of guys do that, like to where they're not as good. He's in a great system, so like let's be 100% honest. He's in an amazing system. Everyone knows that. That being said, he's going to get paid. Period. And I'm sorry. What if he goes to the Giants? If he goes to the Giants, I don't want him. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I know it's going to be all situational with Brandon Ayuk, definitely. But this is about Brock Purdy. So Brock Purdy has, like I said, not looked like a quarterback 4, 5, or 6 like he into the season. So Justin, I'm going to ask you, Jared Goff or Brock Purdy this week, where would you prefer to be?
Not knowing, I mean, Debo possibly being out really does hurt Brock Purdy's fantasy value this week. I'd be going Jared Goff. Purdy didn't look great with Debo out. He didn't look great until the end of the game there, even. And they were playing a team that they were supposed to beat easily and didn't. I mean, the Cowboys didn't either. They lost to them. So if Josh Wingate's still out there, the Cowboys suck.
Green Bay was looking hot at the end of
Pretty
the
good,
season,
yeah.
and they were, I wouldn't have been surprised if they beat San Francisco. I would not be surprised, but they obviously didn't, right? But Jordan Love was freaking phenomenal the way he broke out the season.
Yeah, I think I would be going with Jared Goff. He's just got more weapons that are.
I don't know if he's got more weapons.
I mean, it's not so much about more weapons. He's got 2 running backs rather than just CMC, which CMC is, we all know, is worth 2 running backs himself. But I still think the Debo situation still hurts his value. If Debo is 100% ready to go, then yeah, great, Purdy, let's go. But I think Goff is going to be better this weekend, but I think the 49ers still win it.
Gotcha. So Laporta, we have that news from Jacob, of course. Laporta didn't practice, go through the walkthroughs today for his knee. They did sign that old ass tight end. Sorry,
Zach
Bobby.
Ertz.
Yeah, I know. They did sign him. Whenever they signed him, I'm like, that's a problem. To me, that's a red flag popped in my head. Is Laporta really healthy? Can Laporta actually play enough snaps where he's fantasy relevant? That kind of scared me a lot, actually. And now this news coming out that he didn't go through the walkthrough today. Is Zach Ertz really?
Didn't he not practice last week too?
I know, but it still scares me, Dave. It really does. We don't know what happened.
And Laporta said every play he went out there, he thought that could be his last play. Like he could have gotten hurt again, and he was really favoring it. So, I mean, I walk back on me saying I would take Laporta this weekend and start him if you hadn't already, because that's concerning.
Yeah, now I'm in a pinch because I started Kittle last week. All I have is Laporta, or I got to gamble on Kelsey or what's his face? Andrews. Likely not gonna do well.
Okay,
I like likely.
Last time we had a conversation about tight ends on which one to start. One of us was right, one of us was wrong. So
Justin, chill. I do think that Likely's okay, but if you have Mark Andrews in there and you have, he's going to be the number 1 target, not Likely. I mean, come on. If whenever Trey McBride was showing out and Zach Ertz finally came back, this is last season, it was all back to Zach Ertz. But even though Trey McBride was doing well, this is the way it is. Guys, we have some predictions we need. I'm not sleeping on Likely Josh Wingate. I'm just saying that I'm just expecting a lower game. We need predictions on these games. Justin calls for it. Dave, I'm going to start from you. Who wins the AFC title game?
Ravens win. They win.
I need scores.
31-27.
31-27? Ravens?
Yep.
All right.
That's a good score. I was actually going to lean towards the Chiefs this week. However, I believe in the curse, the Josh Allen curse. I'm going to go with the Ravens. 34-31.
I like it.
All right. So I am going to, if we're doing the NFL show where we all have to howl because we are lone wolf, I'm going the Chiefs. I already have money on it. I already placed a bet. Money line, Chiefs straight up. I'm not betting against Mahomes anyway, anyhow. Would you bet against Brady ever?
First of all, last week you said Mahomes.
Oh my God!
That's what you do when you talk shit. That's what you do.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere.
Okay. I did say the Bills were going to win. I texted you both individually saying the Bills were going to go to the title game. Reverse jinx freaking finally paid off once in my life.
Here we go.
It's reverse jinx, baby. Let's do it. I wasn't going for them. You think I wanted Adam coming home and like bragging to us about he went to Buffalo and saw them? Blah, blah. I think it's great.
Oh,
Adam went there.
fucked up.
But I love
Did
it.
Adam go to Buffalo?
Wow, you're such a hater. You're supposed to root for your friends. Wow, you're such a piece of shit.
I do.
You're such a piece of shit.
Imagine flying all the way to Buffalo, freezing your ass off.
He drove. He drove.
Imagine driving to Buffalo.
And I don't know from where. I forget where he lives now because he moved. But
oh yeah, he did move.
I forget what part of the country he's in now. But either way, he drove. I saw him. I didn't see him, but he saw pics.
I am going Kansas City Chiefs 23, Baltimore Ravens 10.
So you're out of your mind.
That's my score.
Okay.
That's my score. Hey, if you don't like it, that's fine. If I would have told you Green Bay is going to beat Dallas 41 to what, you would have said, "Oh, you're out of your mind." Anything can happen. These are grown adults, two excellent teams, great talent on both sides. I'm never counting Mahomes out. Never.
I agree with that. I'm not arguing that. I think the score. I think I have a hard time seeing them hold Baltimore at 10 points. That's all.
I know, and it could happen. Hey, it depends on what Lamar shows up. Playoff Lamar, or new playoff Lamar. Which one do you want? Because new playoff Lamar was awesome. Old playoff Lamar isn't that great.
Yeah, but guess what? Old new playoff Lamar has a defense that's amazing right now. They are the best in the league right now.
And Kansas City is very good on the defensive side as
well.
They're
playing really good too.
All right, NFC title game. Detroit Lions, San Francisco 49ers. America's new team is Detroit. Everyone wants them to win, by the way.
I don't know why.
You don't know why?
No, why? Why hate on
Campbell, why hate on him? I'm not hating on him.
I'm asking, why is everybody hating on the 49ers? What did they do to y'all?
I think that people just hate greatness, which we all know that.
That's 100% right. That's. I'm glad you said it. That's what we know you hate greatness.
That's not true. That's not
100%. 1,000%. Yes, you do.
I pick and choose what I love and hate.
You hate greatness.
I pick and choose what I love and great. I pick and choose. I love. You want me to name something popular I like? Go
ahead.
Okay.
Drake.
I don't like Drake at all, but my daughter wants to go. Who's selling us tickets? Do they realize that 300 level tickets are going for $400?
No, I didn't know that. I don't. My cousin called me today, or actually texted me. He's like, "Yo, I got these extra tickets." Yeah, of course. And I was like, "Okay, how much?" He said 400, and I'm thinking in my head like, that's probably about right. Like they're Chase Club. I know how much a Lightning game costs. Like this is a Drake concert, so like 400 seems cheap. And then you're saying that they're 400 for upper level. Like I believe that 1,000%. So yeah, he probably can get more if he wanted to, but I think that's what he got. I think that's the price he just paid. So I think I guess he can't go or something. He's just trying to get rid of him.
All right, so back to the football game. Who are we picking, Dave? I'm gonna go for you first.
Again, me first? Why was me?
Okay, Justin, you first.
35-17, 49ers over the Lions.
Ooh.
Dang. No explanation, just a score. I like it. Man of little words right here. Dave, go ahead and pick your Niners. I know you're going to pick the favorites.
I like the Niners also. I think they win. I was going to say they win by 10 or more, but I think it's going to be close. I'd say 27-23 Niners.
It's going close.
Yeah.
On both.
Well, unlike you, Dave, and Justin, not as much you, but Dave. Unlike you, Dave, I'm a great friend. And I love my friend.
Oh, you're a great friend. You were just talking shit about Adam. You're so glad he didn't get to be there for the win. Like you're talking about. You're such a piece of shit.
I'm going into fantasy and telling him that.
I'm such a great friend. I will never let Jansport down. I have been rooting for the Lions secretly behind his back this whole time, and I still am. I'm going to pick them. I'm going to pick them to win.
You never rooted for me and my team, you piece of shit.
I did at the end of my hating Viking career. I did. You know that.
I don't believe you.
I've been a Justin Jefferson fan.
Oh, now you're Justin
Jefferson. Long time ago, Dave. Don't bring this up. But I'm going Detroit Lions. I'm going Detroit Lions. If Debo doesn't play, seriously, if Debo doesn't play,
that's a game changer. That's a game changer.
And if Brock Purdy plays like he has been playing, Detroit's going to beat them up. Detroit's going to run down their throats. I think Detroit's going to be physical. I think they're going to try to outmatch them. I know that we spoke about this on the Beer and Sports podcast on Monday night with Josh Wingate. I really want Detroit to win. I think it's great for the city, and I don't think that the 49ers they're the best team in football, but nobody can coach a team up like Dan Campbell. I've turned my life around with this guy, as in like who I thought he was. I'm willing to run through a wall for this guy. This is their first AFC title game in how long? They're going or NFC. They're going to be playing their fucking hearts out. They're going to be trying to dominate this game. I'm picking Detroit in a very, very, very close game. 28-24. Detroit wins. Brock Purdy has a chance to go down and win the game, and he throws an interception.
Ooh, like last week, like Baker?
Just like Baker. By the way, Dave, you were the first person to bring this up. Can you go off on the Baker or the Todd Bowles tangent why he didn't call a timeout?
Dude, I have no idea. It does not make sense to me. I was in our chat, and I said, why are they not calling a timeout? What is happening? There's 30 seconds left in the game. What are you doing? I don't know. In the fact that nobody in our chat even
I saw it.
Even saw it. I was like, am I going crazy? Like, did I miss something? Like, I don't know. Like, I was literally asking these questions, like, what is going on? Am I missing something? And nobody said a word. So I was like, well, maybe I'm crazy. And then on Twitter, like the next day, it all come out, and I was like, I knew I wasn't crazy. Like, what happened? I don't know. I
understand. So those are our picks. We have one more segment for the show. The most important we have some prop bets for Dave. You like that intro? I got an intro.
I know, I like that. I mean, I don't know who made you the prop bet king, but I like it.
I did not make myself the prop bet king. I just my money did, my actions did, my ROI did. So
here we go. I like it.
So I'm 2 weeks ago. I have 4 props for you this week, guys. These are can't miss. They're never gonna lose. Maybe one might lose, but it's not my fault. So if you do gamble and you do take my advice, do not hit me up in my DMs and threaten to kill me. So my first one is a passing prop. It's Lamar Jackson under 210.5 passing yards. I think he's not going to hit the over on this one, of course. Any instant reactions, guys?
Yeah, there was a stat by our producer here. Lamar averages 187.5 yards against the Chiefs in his career. So I think that's a pretty safe under.
Yeah, I think it's a safe under as well. Dave, are you going with the under on this one?
I probably would not touch it.
All right. So Lamar's only hit the over of 210 yards 8 times this season out of 17 games, including the playoffs. So less than half of the games. He's only thrown the ball. By the way, he's only thrown the ball 30 plus times in 7 games this year. In those games, they are 5-2. So pretty good if he doesn't throw the ball. Kansas City only allows 177.6 passing yards per game. Again, under. Sunday is a high of 47 degrees in Baltimore. I looked this up. I'm a weather guy now. 47 degrees, 80% chance of rain. 80% chance of rain during the game, about an inch of rain. Plus, it's going to be cold. Lamar already doesn't throw for 250 yards or 220 or 245 regularly. So you're adding this 210.5. I just don't see it happening. Lamar averages, again, 175.33 yards in the playoffs in his career. He has only hit this over once in his life in the playoffs. And he also averages about 78 yards in rushing yards a game in the playoffs. So he is more of a runner in the playoffs, as we see from these stats right here. I do not think the Chiefs have given up 210 yards passing since week 14 in the NFL. That's the last time the Kansas City Chiefs have given up 210 passing yards. The Kansas City Chiefs have not allowed 200 passing yards since week 14. But the quarterbacks they played, Browning, O'Connell, Zappi, Gabbert, kind of expected. But I will just say the numbers are there. Kansas City's been pretty good against the pass. So that's my first one.
I like it.
I like that one. That's actually my lock. That's my lock. Rashee Rice, over 58.5 receiving yards against Baltimore this week. Any thoughts? He's given the middle finger for all you audio listeners.
Yeah, he fucked me last week.
Whoa, Bob.
This is not a family friendly.
This is not family friendly. We've been family friendly for almost a month.
Sorry.
Dave hasn't been on.
I'm back.
Oh god.
Oh, his
Oh,
splits. His splits. By the way, he had 9 home games. He averaged 59.5 receiving yards at home. On the road, 57.5. So not really big of a difference right there. So chill with the splits, home and away. Since week 11, though, he's averaged 86.9 yards per game. He's averaged 9 targets a game in that time. That's when he broke out. That's when he started playing 80% of the snaps. Kelsey in that same time has only averaged 7 targets a game. So Rice is clearly taken over as the number 1 target there in Kansas City. We've all seen it. I think 58.5 for the Kansas City Chiefs and Rashee Rice is pretty easy, right? Like that's going to happen.
Probably.
We saw them play out, and I want to bring this up. I brought up the weather. That's going to be 46 degrees as a high in the rainy. We saw him against Miami, the 3rd coldest game of all time, right? Or something of that nature.
Yeah, but it wasn't raining.
Yeah, but it was still freaking. It was. What would you rather play in the 40s or like negative 30s?
Yeah, but we're also talking about dry weather or wet weather.
I don't know. I don't think my joints.
I mean, I guess the ball's going to be harder in the cold. But
well, he had 130 yards against the Dolphins in that very, very, very cold game. So I don't think weather's a factor for Mahomes. Or we saw Tua couldn't throw 2 yards on the field.
I would take Rice over as well. I think 58.5 yards for their best receiver on their team. And yeah, I said receiver, not just wide receiver on their team. Is pretty safe.
Yes. Dave, are you taking that?
Probably.
Yeah. That one's a shoe. And this one is a long shot. This is my long shot one. Longest pass completion, Jared Goff, 36.5 yards. I'm taking the over. Goff is 6th in the league at net yards per passing attempt behind Purdy, Tua, Stroud, Stafford, Flacco. So if there was no Flacco playing those 4 or 5 games, he'd be in the top 5 at net yards per attempt. Pretty good. They're explosive offense. And I think if they want to beat the 49ers, they need to throw deep. They need to get Gibbs can take it 37 yards, right? He can just catch a screen and take it. I'm on Ross St. Brown. He's proven he can do that many times. Jameson Williams is coming alive in the playoffs. He's actually becoming a useful gadget player, or not gadget player, but he gets a couple targets down the field. He can do it easily. If they're going to win this game, they're going to need to take shots. And I see this hitting. That's all I have. I think this is my long shot. I think, Dave, would you take this bet? Let's see what it is.
It could happen. I mean, it's when you put a couple bucks on, you see what happens. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
These are all parlayed. What are you talking about?
That's just dumb.
I don't like the parlay aspect of this. This is like Dave said, throw a couple bucks on it and see what goes. But I don't know if I'm adding this to my parlay.
What? Why?
I see why.
Because the odds?
Because this is really what's going to bump up your parlay, and then you hit it, and you're like, yeah, look at this, guys.
Yeah, and you miss it, and you get everything else right. You're like, God damn it, I screwed myself now.
Yeah, but you get everything else right, but you don't include this on your parlay. Your parlay is not looking like the amount you're going to actually win is going to be minimal because the rest of these are easier.
Guys,
this is going to be what's going to really kick up that parlay.
It's down to 35.5 right now. I'm just saying it's down to 35.5. It went down a yard. That means
so you need 36-yard catch completion.
That's easy. It's gonna happen, guys. I have nothing on this. And my last one. This is my second lock of the week, and I have no stats to back this up. I because I don't need it. CMC anytime touchdown. That to me,
that's easy.
That to me is like your throw in, like when you make a trade and they're like, I'll throw in a third or whatever. This is your CMC anytime touchdown to your parlay. Just throw it in. It's going to boost your little odds a little bit better. I love it this week. CMC anytime touchdown. That's it. You want to recap? CMC anytime touchdown. Jared Goff over now 35.5 yards, but I got 36.5 passing completion. Rashee Rice over 58.5 receiving yards, and Lamar Jackson under 210.5. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, this is not financial advice like Jacob or Josh Wingate said. Bet responsibly and only bet if you can lose money.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Call 1-800-GAMBLERS Anonymous.
Yeah.
If you're in the state of Minnesota, Florida, Arkansas, you know how they did
Connecticut.
the fucking 10-minute read. Anyway, don't ever get us those reads, Bobby. If you ever do, I don't want to read that much, but I will take it. You'll read. I know you'll read it.
I'll read it, but then like I'll pre-record it and then just like
add it to the show.
Speed it up, so it's just like blah, 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 and then it's done.
We do have one person in the chat saying Noah Fant anytime touchdown. I didn't know he played, but then he put Noah Gray asterisk. So glad you know your football, Josh. Good job.
I hope he's taking that bet on Noah Fant anytime touchdown this weekend. I would love to see him.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure he's not playing this weekend.
He had me looking up. I'm like, did Noah Fant like sign with someone cool? Like that's awesome.
I was like, when did he get cut from Seattle?
Because I love Noah Fant coming out, and he's done nothing.
He's a piece of crap.
Thank you for being PG, Dave. I really appreciate that.
You're the one that just cussed. Did you hear that, Justin? No, you heard Josh just drop the F-bomb. That's on him, not me.
It was too far, Dave. We were already in the explicit. I actually have to hit the explicit button this week.
It's all your fault.
It's all my fault for inviting you. No, and Dave, I'm sorry that you felt left out. I thought that you were off-season Dave. Didn't want to be a part of the show, but I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, buddy.
Well, sorry. It's too late. It's too late for apologies now.
But I'm sorry I took you away from your Mai Tais and your Cabana Boys and whatever.
I still don't know where the Cancun's coming from, but whatever.
It's because that's where everybody goes when they lose in the playoffs or the season. So.
I didn't make the playoffs, so.
You did not make the playoffs.
You went to Cancun early.
If you are playing in a playoff league, of course, follow us on Twitter at Josh Kimmel OUS, at OUSFF, at Viking Dave 18, at Fins Talk Sports Network. None of this would be possible without Bobby and the guys over at the Fins Talk Sports Network. I love you guys. For more content like this, we will be back next week, 8 p.m. Wednesday. Dave, mark your calendar. 8 p.m. We'll be here.
We'll see how I feel.
Guys. Peace out, man.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. Follow on X and Instagram at OUSFFPOD. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.